name's Lost Ninja. You are watching Lost Ninja Plays E3 by Eschatologist. E3 stands for whatever. Eschatologist's Exploration Experience, or E3. This is episode 4 of this series. I'm not certain how many more episodes we will have, but it will last a bit longer. Yeah, so without further ado, we'll get started. I'm still planning on going off to find some gravel, but if you remember when at the end of the last episode, I mentioned something about having an easy access to my base from on a boat. So I thought I'd make one. It's going to do two things. One, it will actually allow me to get in and out of my base at night in a boat easily, and hopefully I'll be able to do it so that I'm not actually not certain how specifically I'm going to do it. But the other thing it will let me do is it will let me have I failed there, didn't I? It will let me get across the bit here from this bit of water to that bit of water by boat without actually having to break the boat and start again, sort of thing. I have... Oh, alright, I have an admission to make. I've been cheating. Quite badly, in fact. I found myself with an extra diamond. One thing I hadn't realised about the levels mod is that... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I really didn't mean to do that. Anyway, one of the things I found about the levels mod is you can, when you dig, you know, like with a shovel, it will give you extra items. Yeah, and one of the extra items it gave me was a diamond. Yeah, no problem with that, I know. And so I thought, right, I'll make it myself a diamond shovel. And when I made my diamond shovel, I thought, you know, it's not so much that it's going to wear out quickly. That's not the issue at all. The issue is it's a pain having to keep making them. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna give myself efficiency of unbreaking and mending. And so I did. But look at that! I'm repairing my diamond pickaxe using the mending thing and using my existing XP. That is just so cool. To be honest, I think I might just that's my diamond pickaxe anyway. And I can't easily get the enchantment. Yeah, I'm going to keep it basically. I can't easily get the enchantment off it at the moment because NEI is client side only. It's not. If you've got the client side only bit, you can't use the enchantment thing. So you've got to put it on books, which I did. I cheated them in. But it does mean that I can't now get them out again as easily. So basically, next time I restart the server, I'm going to get rid of those naughtinesses. But until then, I'm not going to bother. Right. So anyway, I'm going to put a boat. And that seems to have fixed itself. I don't know what's causing it. I thought it might be just the fact I'm recording. Some of the people I've looked at who've reported it online, they things like Optifine and stuff, but I'm not running Optifine. I wouldn't run Optifine. Not so much because I don't like it or anything, just no reason to run it. So I don't really know. Right, let's go get some more cobblestone and the buckets. The buckets. Should have enough. Should have enough of those. There we go. Buckets, 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 buckets. To be honest, I'll probably do something snazzy with this at some point, but for now it's just going to be like that. A quick hack to make it work the way I want it to. I'm not certain specifically how I can make it better. There must be a way of doing it. Yeah, that might be too many buckets. What do you mean I can't have too many buckets? Of course I can have too many buckets. I've just shown you that I can have too many buckets. It's going to get deeper. I'm going to dig it so it's the same. Yeah, the floor of it's going to be the same height as in here. But I'm not certain how I'll stop the water escaping in here, if you see what I mean. I'm going to sneeze again. Partly dusty environment, and I live in the country and there's quite a lot of dusty type stuff around at this time of year. Partly that I've got a light shining in my face. Otherwise you couldn't see my beauty. What do you mean? You can't see it yet? You might be right. Oh, I know what I need to do, thinking about it. I need to do that, don't I? Luckily the sea in this game is always the same height wherever you go, otherwise I'd have to have a lock or something to stop things. I don't know how I'm going to stop mobs using it to come in. I think what I'll probably do is put a fence across here, and hopefully then the boat will let me sail straight underneath it, but we'll see. Right, back again. Bloody annoying thing. See, I've just picked up a picture from breaking that dirt. Some bowls. I don't know, whoever lived on this island, the isthmus thing, they were right messy sod, weren't they? I mean, burying their bowls. They've never heard of washing up, you think? I mean, right, I get there were only wooden bowls, but yeah, probably some sort of fairly important family heirloom. And they just thrown them away. It's really quite shocking. I'm shocked. Once, a long time ago, way back when Minecraft was, modding for Minecraft was not as impressive as it is these days. I don't know what I was doing. Basically, I was trying to get somewhere in a boat, and when I actually tried to get there, I realised that instead of... So, if you said the island was sort of like this big. Yeah, no, it must have been bigger than that. It was probably, if this was a mountain, yeah, it was probably that sort of size. And I was trying to get from here to Morsea over here. So instead of going all the way around the end, which would have been quite a long distance, I dug a tunnel all the way through, manually, by hand. and then did it with buckets to get the water to spread all the way through. I must have been mad. I must have been barking. Oh, itchy nose again. Alright. Mind you, I suppose if you think about it, I'm doing it again now, even though it's not as impressive when you say it's only half the way, 50 blocks or so. It isn't as impressive now, but well, no, I used it a couple of times, and then I got bored of that world and started again somewhere else. That seems to be the story of my life, really. Right, so let's just finish doing this out. And then we're going to find some stuff for making the route with. It's a shame we haven't got any ocean going ships that I could. There's my boat there. Well, actually, what I'll probably end up doing is having a very. Oh, and I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise this floor up by 2 blocks. 2 blocks, 3 blocks maybe. And then the floor, the basement floor is going to be at that height. So what's that? That's too high now. So 2.5-ish. If I took that up by two blocks, or 3 blocks, 2 blocks. I don't know, something like that. We'll see. 3 blocks, I think. Yeah, 3 blocks. Oh, and I got rid of my clock and all, which is. Well, I couldn't make it. What did I change it to anyway? Change it to 0, didn't I? I couldn't make the binding for it work, and whatever I changed the binding to, all it did was hide my map. It didn't actually change the binding for the. It didn't change the HUD position for the clock, which is a little bit on the annoying side. Oh, I was going to empty my bag out as well. That's what I was actually set off to do. Right, let's try that. Anyway, when I was looking at the thing for these lag spikes I'm getting, they're not lag spikes really. They're chug spikes. There's something to do with the actual game process. Whereas the lag spike is the implication is it's something to do with network latency, and it's certainly not network latency. If I was streaming this, I would be more sort of, might be. But even then, I'd be very surprised. It's some sort of chug. It could be lack of memory, which, to be honest, I'd be very surprised about, because the pack as it is has already got less mods in it than the pack that I was playing yesterday, and the pack I was playing yesterday was far more responsive and had far less of these stupid lag spikes. I will continue to call them lag spikes, because chug spike doesn't sound right, does it? Really? I mean, the thing is, if it was every time I broke a block and every time I placed a block, I'd be annoyed. But it'd be something. Well, yeah, no, my computer doesn't handle this game or something. But it's not happening now at all. Or if it is, it's happening in such a small way. It's not something I really need to worry about. I don't know. Right. could really do with having a magnet. I can't, because of the way I've got NEI installed, the magnet that comes with NEI won't work until I install it on the server side. I don't know. Basically, I was talking to someone recently, and they were saying, "Oh, all the problems you have with the server are because you're installing client-side mods in the server." Now, I know in the past that was definitely a thing that happened, but certainly my understanding of modern modding is that no, it doesn't happen as much as all that. But I thought, well, I'll try and make sure that the thing is. But to be honest, there's very few mods in the pack anyway. I think fully loaded with all the specifically server-side mods. I've only got something like I appreciate I can't be certain, but I think I've only got something like 100 mods in total. I mean, which, considering I was trying to play, although to be fair, I found it laggy as heck, but I was trying to play a 1.7 mod pack not so long ago, and that had something like 270 mods in it. As I say, I found that very laggy, not terribly fun, to be honest. I sometimes think that some mod packs are a case of it's a case of we'll just shove mods into it. There's no sort of real thought about which mods it needs. I wouldn't say I've never done that, but I mean, often when I'm putting a mod pack together, I'm sort of you go through it and you think, ooh, I'll add that. Oh, that looks good. I'll add that. Ooh, yeah, that looks really good. I'll add that. And you end up with 273 mods. Really, is that the same boat, or has I really got a boat at both sides? Right, I can sail through my isthmus. Right, next, it turns out you need it to be wider than 3. No, I can get away. So the next thing to do then would be to lift the majority of my house up. No, I did add a boat at both sides. What I'll actually do, well, I'll do it all neat and tidy eventually. With nice, neat, tidy blocks that look good and stuff. I think I mentioned this in a previous playthrough. The thing is, I've done so many videos recently where I've recorded it, but never actually, I haven't uploaded it or published it or whatever. I'm never quite certain what I've said and what I haven't said, if you see what I mean. But one of the things I have intended to say, even if it hasn't actually come across, is about some of the things I do. One of the things I do is I use I was going to say a Nostromo, but it's no longer a Nostromo. That's the old thing. It is a. Ooh, that was a bit more than I meant. Right. I don't know. I hope so. The idea is it will sit in there and not float around. I don't know if I... Oh, yes, I can. That's not too bad. Right. Put those away as well. And well, what's it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that. Does mean, of course, I've got to rearrange the rest of my house, but can't have everything. Okay then, so what we want to do is get some more torches, I think. No, I haven't got any more torches. What on earth have I done with them all? Let's put all of the planty stuff away. Right. Lots of that. We've got lots of that. Oh, I don't want to do that. Actually, I'll leave that in there for now. I don't actually need any more gold for a while. I'm probably... but I do want to get that processed. Well, I would imagine it's a case of it's the extra ore that the mining thing gives you. The thing is, of course, if you have a mod that adds something that gives you extra ore from breaking existing ore, they don't want you to just keep then placing it and breaking it and placing it and breaking it and placing it and breaking it to essentially give yourself unlimited ore. Which means, for the actual purpose of the game, it's really annoying. Because obviously you... Oh, right, that's what I'm going to do. Look, if you look here, you see I've got... that goes nearly all the way around. I'm going to use that as my new floor height. So, yeah, that'll work. That works brilliantly. That's just the way I want it. Well, I say that now. And then it turns out I can't actually get back out of the house because I've stolen the floor. Of course, it doesn't help the fact that I haven't actually finished making the walls, so I haven't got enough marble. Well, I found some more marble in the building of my canal. So, in theory, anyway, there's more to be arrived at. Yeah, I'm liking that. The other thing I couldn't find out how to do, and that's because I've never really used it, I couldn't find out how to get the F3 display to show a what's it needed to show? It needed to show a graph of stuff, and I couldn't work out how to make it do so. If you just press F3, I can't do it when it's sleeping. Just press F3, you get that. I know when they first introduced it, you used to have like a graph down here which showed like frame rate and network latency and stuff. And I'm fairly certain I remember mods coming out that when they first introduced it, mods that came out and removed that, or made it so that it didn't appear. Professor Mobius seems to spring to mind as someone who had something that did something like that. And he was the guy that wrote Jabba, which was brilliant. He also wrote a load of other stuff, which I can't actually remember. Anyway, yeah, so I've just fallen off, bugger. I didn't mean to do it like that either. There we go, that's better. Now to go pick that stuff up, but what I was actually meaning to do was to get to the point where I would be doing it normally, which is to have an outline and then the 3x3s in the middle. The hollow 3x3, because normally I put a glowstone block in the middle of the thing. So this bit here would be wood or different sort of stone slab. It's the way I build houses. I've tried doing it other ways. You know, well, you probably don't know, but I mean, I've tried doing it in with different methods, and it's just this is the way that always seems to get to the point that I actually like what I've done. I don't see the point in doing it other ways. I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anyone else. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just place a block there. Well, in the old days, of course, there would have been a mod that would have allowed me to put like a mobile portcullis there. Tinker's Construct. Oh no, not Tinker's Construct. Tinker's Machine Room or something. I seem to remember added something like that, but I can't remember precisely which one or what or why or how for or whatever. That's a lot of trees. Oh, well, there goes that axe anyway. We've got lots of trees to make up for it. Had lots of trees to make up for it. Okay, so what we need to do then, we need to discover a source of marble. No, we need to find another source of marble. Because I know where some is, but I don't suppose there's going to be enough here to get to me where I want to be. Oh, there might be. That's quite a lot of it's getting dark down here. Right. Right, so we're down at the bottom of the deep blue sea, catching fishes for our tea, and a tissue, we all fall down. Right, so what I want to do then is fill this all up, because we're all down in Golol with muckslats on windows. I want to fill this all up in such a way that I'm not spending all the stuff that I've just dug out, sort of thing. Come on. It's not ideal. That's limestone. I don't want limestone at all. I think that's limestone as well. Oh no, that's sand. When the clock of court comes a-calling, he'll not know where to locate us. 'Cause we're all down in the basement where the dirt accumulates on the casement. We've burnt all our anthracite and there's nothing left but the residue. I wish I could remember the rest of that. I can remember it all, to be honest. I don't know where it came from. I was taught it by my mother years and years and years and years ago. But where it actually came from, I don't know. It sort of sounds music hall-y. That doesn't, of course, mean it is music hall-y. That just what it sort of sounds like. Right, I've got some more marble anyway, so let us see if we can not finish off at least to get these. Well, if we put the wall in around here, all the way round, finish off that so we've actually got a ladder up all the way in the middle, and then fill these holes in so we've got slabs. That would be good. Oh, and get finish off the ladder as well. Now, did we have? I seem to remember we had some of that. We did. I don't know how much that will be and if that will do what we want. I don't think so. We'll find out in a moment. How many? Not enough. Oh, it might be. We need something base 9, really. -1. It's not actually my favourite colour. It used to be. In the old days, when it was these are just the 3 colours, because it was better than jungle and better than oak. But once they added dark oak and spruce as distinct colours, I went off this birch. Oh, forgotten to put the last few slabs in there, haven't we? Right, yeah, so, I don't know, I get the feeling it might be a bit smelly in the summer. You know what, with that dirty dark water below us. But, yeah, I don't know, it's, for me, it's the sort of thing, well, I'm going to be doing a lot of mining on camera, because I don't really want to do it off camera. Is it better to you know, give myself enchants that make it I'm not gonna say easier or anything, just easier, yeah? To which the answer is I really don't know. I really don't know. Right, so what I need to do, I'm going to make a mess of these. Oh no, I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got that in there. We'll use that as our new workbench, which will be, let's think, pardon me, put a workbench there. We can have space for 2 chests there then. Pardon me again. Right, so this will let us put... Oh, and the light's back again. Wonderful. Well, the thing is, I'm running a server on here as well, so I don't really want to allocate all my RAM to the game, because, well, if that's not a good thing. But at the same time, I mean, I've got 8 gigs of RAM, so maybe I could add a little bit of RAM to the game rather than the server. I don't know. But I mean, if I look at the F3 thing again, the RAM in here, I think, is up here. It's only 28%, 29%, whatever. I think the highest I've seen it go up to is about 30%. It's not what you'd call an especially high amount of RAM, so I don't know. And it's very unreliable. It's very much a case of sometimes it's bad and sometimes it's not. and it doesn't seem to be. It's not replicate. It's not something I can say. Right. Well, if I'm looking north or whatever direction I'm looking, yeah, I will have bad lag when I place a block, and if I'm looking due northwest, I will have bad lag when I break a block. I wish it were that easy, but it's not. Anyway, we're going to make a lot of those. We probably won't use all of them. Wow. That's the controller goes in there, but I'm not ready to make a controller yet. Right, let's just... thing is, I haven't got anything to move it with, so I'm going to have to break it and place it, which isn't ideal. That worked well. Listen, little chicken thing. I'm sure there is a major reason why you're sitting outside my house clucking. But if you don't stop it, I'm going to kill you and eat you. So I suggest you bugger off. Right, let's do 2 of those and surround it with iron. And then we haven't got there's the pulvers. Right, so if we pop, well, put all that in there like that. I need one more piece of gold. So we'll do the this trick with that. I'm just going to get rid of the F3. Limelib is the library that comes with is by Mr. Rigel, I believe, and he's the guy that actually made the pulvers and the furnace mod. I love it. Is there a reason why I can't right-click on that now? That's very strange. That's very strange indeed. It wouldn't. I can do it there. Is it because it's next to the pulvers? That's really weird. Right, well for now, I'll have the pulvers up there instead. I don't know, it just would not let me click on it, would it? Very, very strange. Okay, so we've got 2 more of those, and they will go into there like that. One of which will be the same as it is downstairs at the moment, which is basically, at the moment anyway, it's going to be blocks and, you know, ore and stuff. Crafted stuff. One of which will be the same as the double chest is downstairs at the moment, which is greenery and stuff, and pets. Okay. And then when we've broken the one that's downstairs at the moment, that one, we will... That's just annoying, we can't actually reach it. We will do it a different way. We'll put the what I was really thinking is the remaining chest will be for blocks, you know, specifically blocks rather than oh, I don't know. Much too complicated. I mean, obviously some of that stuff will actually end up going into one of the storage drawers rather than as a right. So that's all that lot sorted out. So what we want then is the we need new axe, don't we? Because the axe we had died. Wow. How about that? Of course, now I don't need to sort that ladder out. At which point I'm finished with the majority of down there. The entrance is going to be over there. Then I don't need to build stairs up and stuff. I'll just level out this hill a bit and just have a door here maybe. There, that works for that. I need a spare one of those for the right, still use that, that's good. Right, so let's just sort that. Pop those into the, oh no. Alright, so sort that, and then we'll put granite, diorite, andesite, bricks, glass, slabs, limestone, all of these embers stuff. We'll put marble in for now, but really marble will live in the storage drawer somewhere, because we're likely, realistically, to have quite a lot of it. Okay, so what we want is 2 more ladders, I think. Right, so that's the undercroft. Undercroft? Yeah, undercroft is now done. Undercrofts were normally in cathedrals and minsters and stuff. It was the bit underneath the so you'd have like the cellar area or the basement or whatever, which would be immediately underneath where the people walked around normally, and then the undercroft would be underneath that, I think. Right, that's a block. That goes into there. Right, now, just before we go any further, how do we make a controller? No, not drawer. Controller. I'm fairly certain I know. I need a diamond. Oh, no. Oh, that's a compacting drawer. I don't want that. Draw controller. I need a diamond and 2 redstone comparators. Plus some... Yeah, so that's not going to get me very far. So I think the next thing I need to do is go and find some... I can only sleep at night. It is night! Damn your eyes! 44 minutes! Right, yes, the next thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to go and I'm going to get one of my boats, what I am so proud of. I'm going to go and find some... Oh, and I've gone the wrong way. Oh. Well, no, so I've got another boat waiting outside, I think. If I remember rightly. Ouch. There's a boat out here somewhere. Right. Well, we know where there is some, but we don't know what's down here, so we're going to go down here and see if there's anything interesting down here. Oh, slime. Sounded like a slime, didn't it? I think it's a slime down that hole. Oh well. That'll be cool. Oh, jungle. Nice. So, I've talked about the pets before. Mostly, I find them in sea caves. However, they also appear up in trees in chests. So if you see a chest in a tree, it'll have a pet in it. There are, I think there's 4 unique pets, and they will only be found in the respective locations. So there's one that will only ever be found in a tree chest. There's one that will only ever be found in an underworld chest, which are like dungeons underground. There's one that will only ever be found in the sea chest, and I'm not certain which chests are which, if you see what I mean. Oh yeah, this is part of the roots mod. The thing you've got to be careful about in here is you get what are they called? Things spawn in the middle, zombies and skeletons and stuff, and I have no idea what causes them to spawn or anything. They just spawn. So that'll tell you what we'll do. Let's get the axe out before the axe. Let's get that out before we go any further. Anyway, yeah, this is from the Roots mod. I'm not certain anything about the Roots mod. It's listed as a druidic magic. Oh, done it again. I'll have to think I have to report that as a bug. It's the ticking player bug, and it's actually been reported, but not for the same thing. And the one they had was crashing their client. Well, obviously I'm running it on a client server, and it's not crashing either of them really, but it is making it very difficult to get anywhere. So yeah, that's Roots. No, well, here's the thing, you see, the version of the game, sorry, the version of that mod that I am using is levels, LEVELS 3. The version I'm used to, the one I've played in previous mod packs, is levels 2. And it appears to be an issue with... Oh, I can get home anyway. It appears to be an issue with the way it deals with applying new things to the various to the things that it's applying things to. Very succinctly put, I think there. Okay, I don't think I could have put that any better. What am I talking about? See if we can find a chest in one of these trees. That'd be cool. That'd be quite cool. Let's see. I think we might have to. Oh, the kitten being called for her tea. Well, her supper, to be fair. wanted to be able to hear it. I find out if she's been called for her supper, or whether she's been just yelled at for being a vicious little beast. Now, this is called a fairy glade, or a fairy well, or something. I can't quite remember which mod pack adds it. Mod adds it. But I'm not certain if it's a case of I've managed to disable it somehow. So it's possible I have. In the past, I've always had a little fairy floating around there as well. I'm not seeing any chests in these trees there. Yeah, this is going to be the last episode of the day. That's not to say I'm not going to do another episode, it's just I'm not going to do any more tonight. Because it is, after all, 20 past 11. Ooh, goody gumdrops. That is from the More Armor mod pack. Or the, no, sorry, Armor Plus mod. That's why I had to do a regeneration of the... I hate it when you get that. It just looks so... We can't be bothered to make our mod work. I mean, obviously it's not that at all. But it just, I don't know, it just annoys me. I'm not even going to attempt to assault this dungeon. It is a dungeon, to all intents and purposes. It's full of skeletons, and there's a skeleton called Johnny normally, right on the top floor, who is an absolute beast. Two shots you through leather armor, pretty much. Up there. If you get all the way to the very top, there's iron blocks, gold blocks, lapis lazuli blocks, bone blocks, and gold blocks, I think. There's like a treasure room. Anyway, so I will leave that alone for now. I'm not really prepared for that sort of thing. What was that from? Random things, what it does. Oh, and we've found a desert, which means we've found cacti, which is always a good thing to find. We've also found an awful lot of lag. I'm going to have to investigate that, see if I can work out what's going on. At the moment, to be fair, this could be down to just the exploration. Let's have a quick look at my server, see what it's flapping around. Yeah, it's... Quark loaded a new chunk during chunk population causing cascading world gen lag. To be fair, I thought I'd turned all of the Quark world gen off, so I'm not altogether certain what's going on there. Hey, it's possible I haven't. I mean, I'm fallible like the next person, except I'm more fallible than the next person. In fact, I'm more fallible than any 10 next people, to be fair. The kitten has been found. No, she's not a kitten actually. She's about 2 years old, I think. But she's very sweet, and we all love her quite a lot. Even the dog loves her. And he's well, to be honest, I think the dog is embarrassed by cats. They keep rubbing up against him, and he's not quite certain what they want, but he thinks it's not quite the right sort of thing to happen to a self-respecting spaniel. Not doing very well at finding any gravel, am I? Oh, Everybody having fun? Well, I'm having fun. Apart from the lag. The chug. Yeah, so I've discovered what the problem is. I've got a crap computer. So if anyone would like to send me a good computer, I would be greatly thankful. I might even say thank you. Well, to be fair, I'd probably say thank you before you've even thought about sending me a... Ooh, that looks fun. Well, that is. Oh, I know what that's going to be. That's going to be the top half of a dungeon, or the top bit of a dungeon. Oh, can we see? Would you like to see into it? Yeah, there's a dungeon down there. Oh, cool. Well, I haven't seen a... I mean, I knew they existed, but I haven't actually seen... Till this point, I hadn't actually seen the jungle dungeons. I've seen all the others, I think, but not the jungle one. Inventory pets loaded a new chunk. Can't keep up. Why it's struggling so much? Well, yeah, I mean, it's overall saying I've got a crap computer. My computer's not that bad, to be fair. I mean, I know people... Sorry, perhaps don't know people myself. I know of people who play Minecraft on much worse systems with far less issues. Well, no. Maybe that's probably overstating the case. With less issues. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to put some lip balm on. My lip is so dry now. So I'm sitting wittering to myself for the last 5 hours or so. I've practically put my lipstick on. I don't like that stuff. It doesn't look good. Don't like it. I like a nice red. It brings out the blush in your lips a bit better. It goes so well with a beard, yeah? Especially if you have a red beard. Obviously, if you have a grey beard or a black beard, it's not as good. But yeah. Well, then you want black lipstick if you have a black beard, of course. Blackbeard, you know, him that had his beard turned white by that monster. Have I been here before? It looks... No, maybe not. As I say, it looks suspiciously like I've been here before. But I don't think I have. Let's see if we can find a pet or two before it gets too dark to see. I don't think I've got any torches with me. I haven't, so I'm not going to be able to do that. We'll just do that. That's not quite what I had in mind, as you probably realise. I've forgotten, of course, that I had... Ooh, that looks a bit funky, doesn't it? Now, where's my bed gone? I need to make some more torches, definitely. Now, when I placed... Oh, I've got bed bug, kick me. Right, that's the end of episode 4. Episode 5 will return tomorrow. And you'll be able to watch episode 4 tomorrow. Or you'll be watching this today, because it will always be today for you. But for me, it'll be tomorrow, or later. But I'm stopping there. It's a good place to stop, basically. I'm going to investigate, or try and investigate, why I'm experiencing so much lag. Hopefully it'll be a case of just, you know, allocating some more memory or something. But we'll see. And that really is the end of episode 4. So until tomorrow, or whenever it is you watch this video, cheerio.